All right, good morning to Landslide News. It's a beautiful weekend. It was a lot of stories from PDP, Wike, Fire, so many of them. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, and welcome to Anyway.
All right, Wike, many issues. You go here, Wike. I remember when we were small, I was quite troublesome. So reports are always coming every time. And my mother have 8 children. My mother said, now only you are born. So if you want to conquer me with all that anger, I will use conquer. Now only you are born, let me live. Is Wike the only politician in Nigeria? many side of Wike.
Well, many sides, and Wike is being Wike. You can't take somebody's identity away from him. Let me start by the problems he's facing in Abuja. Wike happened to be the only Southern Christian that has been FCT, or any Southern that has actually been FCT Minister since the creation of Abuja as the capital of Nigeria. That should be celebrated and should not be attacked. So Wike has claimed that most people against him are just up for that, thinking that the position of FCT Minister is strictly reserved for certain people, exclusively, and there should be nothing like that, because originally it is the Gwari people that should even be fighting for that, if anything like that should exist, because Gwari people, their place is, when Lagos State was the capital of Nigeria, Lagos was still a state. It had a governor, it had everything that all other states had. But now FCT is peculiar. It's not a state. Gwari people do not have governor. So if there's anybody that should argue for that, it should be Gwari people that should actually argue for that, that the position of FCT Minister should be exclusively reserved for them, not certain person from Zamfara or someone from Kano or someone from Plateau or someone from anywhere or Kaduna, thinking that such positions should be for them. So that's what Wike is up against. He has made it clear and he didn't hide it. If we say that Abuja symbolizes and epitomizes unity of Nigeria, then until we grant that privilege to Gwari people, it should be available for anybody to be FCT Minister. Maybe I should be looking forward to succeeding Wike. So we are going to sympathize with those who think it's their exclusive right. Yeah. So in that, I think anybody troubling Wike is actually wrong. The distance between, for example, Edo State, Awuchi to Abuja, is far nearer than the distance between Abuja to Kano. So why would somebody from Abuja, from Awuchi, not be a minister, for example? So there's no basis for any of those arguments. Now, coming to Wike's nature, you can't remove his nature from him. You cannot. But what we are saying is this: laws and rules are meant to have an order in every society. We have fundamentally, look at what Olawokbo, Kashimo, Benga, Olawokbo, I think he's among the founding fathers of PDP.
He's from Kwara State.
Yes, from Kwara State. Look at what he said. He said the PDP we formed is to ensure inclusiveness, to ensure that the military never had the taste to come. The kind of appetite to come back to power should no longer be there in the military. And look at it. The 16 years of PDP rule, they maintained that we never had any fake rumor. No rumor, fake, or whether truth or substantiated, nothing like that about coup or whatever. The military were organized in their own, and we found out that the desire to say, the military want to come to power, was killed. That in the first place is very, very important. The question we're asking APC today, the exclusivity and their interest in opposition party. I was just listening to APC's spokespeople from Lagos branch of APC attacking PDP convention. Gibberish. What's your business in all those? Gibberish. We are looking at a nation where the democracy is cracking. Just the other day, what's it called? Nigerian Unite. Yes. They wrote petition to US Senate, wrote to UN, wrote to European Union, and all that about our democracy. Even why we do not think that might be the best way to go about it or whatever. But why is it happening? Why is it happening? So I do not think that people like Wike should be at the forefront of being almost a spokesperson for Asiwaju's government. Because one, the control or the usage of his words, his actions, the way he does things, which you can't separate from him because anybody have their own identity. I think Asiwaju, why not removing him as a minister of FCT like many people are asking for? He should allow his minister of information to be known and heard. Who is minister of information?
I don't know.
What's the name of this man from Kwara again? Lai Mohammed.
Yes.
When Lai Mohammed was minister of information for Buhari, every Nigerian knows.
But I think it was Lai Mohammed.
Every Nigerian knows that
there was a minister of information.
This is Onanuga is speaking, who is also aggressive in speech, but we do not have a coordinated ministry where they speak for this government.
All right.
Wike has taken over.
Okay. All right. I just want to mention or for note, Chief Mobolaji Ajose Adugun was first of all a commissioner for the Federal Capital Territory when it was created.
Okay.
That was the only person.
Commissioner.
Then he was a commissioner. Yes. And at that time, they didn't, most of the ministers there were called commissioners.
Yeah, they were.
During that military era.
Yeah.
But
since he became a minister, he became
a part of the ministry.
Of a minister.
Exactly.
Nobody has.
No, nobody has. Except
even the Christian that had it that time was a northerner, which JT
Hussaini. Yes. Jeremiah Hussaini. Yes, was the only person.
Yeah.
All right. Having said that, Philip, I want you to help me look at this area of Wike. We say Wike this, Wike that, Wike this. The past minister that was there for close to about 8 years, we didn't see any significant. I only know his name is Mohammed because it's a known name. I don't even know the other name. There's nothing significant that he did in Abuja. But since Wike came on, we can't deny the fact that Wike has done a lot of things in Abuja comparing to the 8 years of Buhari administration. But all that we see is the dark side of Wike.
Yes, when Malakafa was talking about Wike and what is up against, I was listening. Yes, Wike is the first certain person to become minister of FCT, and that some persons, they have the opinion or they have the view that the minister of the FCT is exclusively reserved for them. Yes, these people could be taken that way, but who is Wike? Why is this resentment? You see, we have to look at the Wike character. Wike, yes, is being the first Satan of FCT ministry to be celebrated, but the person of Wike has, demeaning that celebration. His behavior, his attitude towards land grabbing and the rest of them has shown that people from the south, that's what is portraying becoming FCT minister. They are greedy and their appetite to acquire accumulated wealth unimaginable had become a source of concern. Take for instance the issue of the air commando who retired and who wanted to live a quiet life and establish a garden that Wike do not even give a notice to and demolish and destroy all the man had need for. What do you think about that? Is that a minister that people should celebrate from the south? I don't think so. I think otherwise.
Wait, just 1 second. I don't know if we can prepare that video so that we'll take a little clip of it if we have it, so that we'll show you that that minister. If we have it, I want us to put it up so that we can see that man that has served meritoriously the Nigerian government, and all he had was destroyed
by Wike without a notice.
Without a notice.
So we are saying that okay, now Wike is a minister of FCT from the south and that he's being withheld as it were. No, it is Wike himself that is the cause of what is happening to him, because he has not behaved like a minister. He hadn't behaved like a minister. If he had behaved like one minister the way he should behave, I don't think all this resentment should be there.
Okay, but the other side of Wike,
yes,
that is arranging Abuja in
how do you mean? I agree. I know where you are going. Yes,
yes. Now, if you see the road coming from Apo,
yes,
to the down that Apo,
yes.
I mean, if you see the dualization,
yes,
we have seen bridges,
yes,
we have seen development,
yes,
in some sort.
I agree.
That is Wike.
Now, the question you ask yourself: Wike is constructing these bridges and renovating international center now, Bola Tinubu with 39 billion, naira. What is the purpose? Is it for him to enrich himself, or for the purpose of making Abuja look better? If you are saying that Wike has done so much, even the man that spent 8 years and you hardly know, you do not see debt in Abuja the way we are seeing debt. If you, as we seated here, if you take a ride around Abuja now, you will see dustbin everywhere. Abuja is thinking. Abuja is turning ghetto overnight. It's because Wike do not care about the citizens. He does not care what his function. All Wike is concerned is where he can make money for himself. That is those constructions you are seeing. They are not for the purpose of governance.
But the people that were there before also made money for themselves. I didn't do anything.
Yes, they didn't do anything. That, yes, Wike is to give it to him is doing his best in that. But the question is that those contracts are they overpriced? Are they the price with which those contracts being executed? Is it what it should be? If you are talking about road being constructed and flyover being built, what about medical doctors striking and the hospitals in Abuja, they are without doctors as we speak? What about teachers children sitting at home for 4 months? You see, it's the character of Wike that has made it look as if that a Saturday that become a minister of FCT is a curse rather than a blessing. Yes, he's doing all of that, but those things is for his self-aggrandizement. Go and check those contracts. They are overpriced. That's the great problem we have. Look, let's go back to the issue of the retired commodore. The man, okay, their processes. Even if the man had built in a wrong place, you were supposed to notify the man. I listened to the video. The man said, I will begging them, give me a day if you can, so that I can remove my things. The journalist asked, what about? He said, I could not remove even my documentation, the ground rent I paid, everything were demolished, were destroyed. So there's nothing for the man to hold on to even make a case against Wike. Is that how to be a minister of FCT? And the answer is no.
Okay, let me come to you. Now, a lot of other groups have risen, for example, the veterans speaking on somebody talking about the Nigerian military or an officer that was commissioned by Nigeria, and they said that if anything happens to that boy, they will march to Wike's ministry and do all sorts. I mean, people have risen up in defense only of this boy. What about this boy?
Well, like I said, I would closely take the line of people like P2B, people like Abakoba, people like Femi Falana, who have talked about the degradation of our institution and also not understanding our boundaries. There's nobody that doesn't have a boundary.
Yeah.
But the military and the civil rule. And at the end of the day, all of us are under the same constitution. So if we begin to try to build a god out of Wike or a god out of Yerima without taking a recourse to proper investigation, and having this matter is a national issue. It's beyond Wike, it's beyond Yerima. We have to understand this thing. It's beyond these two people. Honorable Nyesom Wike, the FCT Minister, is acting for the government. Lieutenant Yerima is also acting for the government. We can use this opportunity, initiate a formal investigation and have a report so people can learn from it. I'm not saying we should go to court or, because our court processes, the judiciary has failed us so much. And this investigation sanctioned by the presidency, after it took intervention of the presidency for the demolition of the activity that the ministry wanted to carry out in that place to kind of withdraw the activities. It took the intervention of the president for Wike to pull their bulldozer away. So it could also take some intervention to initiate, let the public learn. At the end of the day, we don't even know, I kept saying it, we don't know who was right, we don't know who was wrong, we don't know whether, what's his name, Lieutenant Yerima was legally posted there or he was single-handedly sent there to fight off those from the FCDA who are trying to do their legitimate job.
We're just hearing analysis from different areas.
Speaking from their emotion. Let me tell you, a lot of people's indignation, or how do I say it? A lot of people, what they have against Wike is because of what they had against Wike before. not what they had against him for that day. Then Wike using foul language, even coming out to deny what he said in the public, that was not what he said or meant. You know, we should have thorough investigation. This matter should not be discarded. Let me tell you, this Wike versus the military is just one-off situation. This is happening in almost all the states of the federation, where you see military people come and say, oh, this one, they shot in defense. You say military zone, keep off. But that land does not belong to the Nigerian armed forces. That land either belongs to a brother or a younger brother to a military officer. That's not how to do things. We have to drop our emotion against Wike, drop our emotion against the military before, and come to the front. Let me tell you, there is a bill in the House now they are looking at, trying to, you know, reform the Armed Forces Act. They are trying to look at it
so that they can modernize it the way it has to be, so that there will be a relation civil and military.
Exactly. Also, we have to, because a lot of people, not everybody is in support of Lieutenant Yerima. Like, go over the internet, because we have seen cases. There was one particular case I saw one day. Somewhere I was in Asaba. I said, let me go and do something across the Naija, somewhere around the Hiala. You know, an old papa who does not know that this unwritten rule not to answer call, you know, while crossing a military checkpoint. You know, when you get there, before you approach the military checkpoint, they ask people to go down. Everybody will use leg to cross the military checkpoint. They say Papa had been in on call, old man that was sick, had been on call with the children, talking on medication and all that. When they asked them to call down, he didn't know he was still talking, and they cited him. He has not even got into the military checkpoint. They called him and asked him to start doing jump. The man can't even carry himself to do frog jump. So imagine, because these young boys are putting on military uniform, asking an older man, where there's no law written anywhere that you cannot even use it, even though there's a written rule that people know now. And I think one major general has communicated it, because it could be a risk. They can see it as a security risk. But it's not a law. So now those young boys are punishing that man, you understand, to start doing front jump because of you have a gun, and the gun you have is the gun bought for you by the civilians. So Nigerians also want to know what guards do they have while relating with the military personnel. It's not one-sided. It's not only about Wike coming to insult the guy or to talk against that. Once you put on uniform, you are an epitome of a commander-in-chief. It's not, commander-in-chief is not also to oppress the civilians. So we want a white paper. Nigerians want to know their rights, and their limits too. But the military, they should know their limits, because the militaries are trained to fight our enemy. The gun we buy for them is to fight our enemy, not to also fight us. Why that everybody was angry the way Wike spoke to that guy? I mean, it's not becoming of a minister to start calling somebody a fool. I mean, how did it's not civil at all. It's not civil at all. So how did you get there? So Nigerians want to know how they relate with this military people. And military should also know how they relate with civilians. Knowing that the power you have, the uniform you have, is the civilians that gave it to you. The guns you have is the civilians that gave it to you. To protect them, to fight their enemies, not to oppress. Our sovereignty. Yes, not to oppress them.
Now, Philip, maybe I will shift a little bit out of the Wike versus Yerima's one. Other troubles from Wike. You see the PDP, I don't know what you think about it, because he has troubles everywhere.
You see, that's why I said the person of Wike is the problem, and not because it's from the south.
Because a lot of the integration that came is not from this matter.
Exactly.
It's like a bottled up anger.
Exactly. That's my point. You see, it is not because Wike is from the south and is a minister of the FCT that is giving him the problem, but because it's Wike himself. Look at the activity of Wike in PDP, like you asked me. You know, over the weekend, the PDP had their, national convention, elective convention in Ibadan, and one of the things they did was to expel Wike by motion moved by Bode George, Chief Bode George, a founding father of the PDP, and he cited the PDP constitution wherein their provision that Wike has fallen short of, and Wike and others were expelled from the PDP. Before now, Wike has formed his own PDP BOT, appointing his friend Senator Hambo as the BOT chairman. How he got to that, we do not know. Is it that you can sit in your bedroom and you do anything, you take a political party as yourself, a party that made you who you are today? So these are some of the reasons. You see, that's why I say Wike being a minister from the south is not the issue. Wike is the problem to himself. You understand? You know, the veteran you mentioned of. Yes, because these people serve the country meritoriously, and they retired, and they have respect for that. It's not like the type Wike is doing. They know that, you know, to insult a man or uniform, you are insulting an institution, and they don't take it lightly. All these are accumulated. Then one of their own who retires as a Air Commodore, you destroy all that he worked for. You need to see the video, although we can't have access to the video now. The man was just sitting, and he was just watching his.
I mean, it was helpless.
A helpless life being destroyed. This is not a man who stole. He walked. He was even given an award when he flew into a dangerous point. During is it the Liberia Award? And he was given an award. And this is a man that we can not respect because he's a minister.
I sympathize with the situation I saw on ground that day when I was looking at Air Commodore, retired Air Commodore Balogun, you know, an old man talking about how he begged them for him to collect his document, but they didn't listen. You know, but beyond that, what Femi Falana was also saying is that all Nigerians need to be respected. You know, you don't even need to be retired Air Commodore. You don't even need to be retired Air Vice Marshal. You should be able to own your land and own it peacefully. That is why I kept saying we need investigation on this matter. But one thing I want to talk about on that Wike's issue on the appointment of Ohabunwa, like he was saying.
And expulsion.
Yes, and expulsion. Let me be clear. There is something Nigerians are doing today, and I think the police is not moving fast enough. Do you know what? This declaration of fashioner chairman and all that. We were here in 2023. Let's not go backward. We're here in 2023 when P2B Atiku went to the court, you know, to challenge the mandate that was given to Asiwaju till their court case expired, you know, their court case was determined by the Supreme Court. P2B never called himself a president. Atiku never called himself a fashioner president. We had only one president, and that was Asiwaju.
The constitution doesn't allow for that.
The constitution doesn't allow for that because INEC is the body that was saddled with that opportunity and still saddled with that opportunity to declare who is the president. And they had said so, that you had anything against it doesn't give you the power to call yourself a fashioner chairman or appoint yourself a fashioner chairman.
I want to say something So now that I want to bring it to the level.
Yes.
I think you are too mild when you say that the police are not sensitive.
Yeah.
I think the police are complicit.
Well,
because
a
police that maintains law and order will not support one faction against the other.
Let me give you an example. The one that is so bad.
Yes.
Look at the one of SDP.
Exactly.
Police picked their pen.
Yes.
They wrote INEC and said who are the national officials of SDP, and INEC responded to them. I said Gani Shehu Gaba Musa is the chairman and listed all other national officials. Yet other people are calling themselves chairman. And you are not arresting them for identity theft. You are not arresting them for deceiving the public. Who will the public respond to? So that you agree or disagree with any authority does not give you power to declare yourself chairman or appoint another chairman. It's illegal. You have to pass through the court process for that person that is recognized by the authority saddled to make that recognition is removed. Until that time, you can't call yourself chairman. You can't just go and hold any kangaroo something and call yourself chairman. Does it mean one is supporting the substitute chairman or not? We might not be, but as it is, you might not be liking Asiwaju. You might not be supporting Asiwaju.
But you can't be calling yourself president.
You can't be calling yourself president. It's wrong. The police should rise up to themselves because these people are deceiving the public. Who is now the BOT chairman of a PDP? Who do we take? Who is the national chairman of PDP? Who do we take? Is it the Mohammed that called himself? It's not done.
So another person that is complicit in this or another organization is the umpire, which is INEC. INEC should know who, because there's a process.
Can I tell you, when you write INEC,
yes,
they respond.
But now beyond writing INEC, beyond writing INEC,
let me tell you why I'm calling police.
Okay.
When you write INEC,
yes,
INEC doesn't have the duty to listen to gossip. If you write INEC, I can authoritatively tell you, INEC will respond and give you the list of their national officers. That I can tell you. Do it, you get it. But police are meant to see crime anywhere and fight it. Police are meant to see that there's identity theft somewhere and go for that person. So they should. Nobody should call himself chairman simply because you disagree with subsisting chairman.
But
it shouldn't be so.
beyond writing INEC, INEC is an authority and a body of its own, because a court now has also barred INEC from attending the PDP convention. Am I correct?
No, I'm talking in general.
Yes, but it barred them from. But if INEC came out and said, we don't recognize, right? Because you have to, every evil has to be nipped in the bud.
Let me tell you, if you go requesting information,
I agree with you.
They are going to respond.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But INEC
every institution have their responsibility.
Yes.
And we cannot blame them for not doing what they are not responsible to do. For those who are responsible to do, we do know that to fight crimes, to fight identity theft, to fight misrepresentation falls under the police. They should rise up to it.
Okay, that's one side of it. Now, we don't know if INEC attended the PDP convention
We didn't see them.
We didn't see them.
They didn't.
Why didn't they come? Because the court barred them. But if INEC came out prior to that time and said, this other side, this is not how you form a party ESCO, everybody will go to their bed. What do you think about INEC?
You see, the truth remains that Wike had made himself a demigod in the country. You know, we were told that one of the reasons why, the land issue came up was that Wike revoked land, and one of those land he allotted was allotted to the newly sworn in national chairman of INEC, Amotutan. Though it's not confirmed, but that was the story, there. So when you are asking me what is the role of INEC in all of this, I was reliably informed from somebody who was on ground that INEC was at the convention and then they later left. The reason why they left is immaterial. The law is very clear. The law states that any political party who wish to conduct his congress or a convention should notify INEC with a letter duly signed by the national chairman and the national secretary, informing INEC on their convention, right? And that was done by PDP. Whether INEC attended or not, because of there were several court orders. The last order from court, the very last one, was the one that compelled INEC to attend the convention, which is the Ibadan High Court. So if INEC failed to attend the convention or not, PDP had held their convention according to the provision of the law. They can go to court to bring order of mandamus to compel INEC to recognize the outcome of the convention. They haven't been invited. And due process followed. Due officers signed the letter that notified INEC. The issue is not whether INEC was there or not. The issue is Wike is biting more than what he can chew, and that is why his problem will multiply.
Okay, I saw some comments, people talking about, I'm sure you are not supporting people making calls when they are approaching.
No, certainly.
Certainly not.
Yes, certainly.
You are just saying discretionary.
Yes.
If an old man is approaching and is making calls.
And let me educate them too.
Exactly.
You see, for what you didn't tell somebody ahead, if they can put signposts, go to US, where in the areas where they do that kind of check, they don't block the road and do checkpoints. They don't. If you are approaching a toll gate, there's going to be a signpost you're approaching a toll gate. If you're approaching a specific place where certain device will not be used, you will see it. The phones used are not allowed in this zone. What they should do in this military checkpoint, before the checkpoint, you put a signpost informing people that phone usage are not allowed here. Switch off your phone or turn off your phone. People should know. This old man was living in the village. He doesn't know. He's just coming out even to go to the town for medical checks, because that was the explanation he was eventually given. He didn't even know. This old man was not aware. So you don't assume that 240 million Nigerians are aware for a law that does not exist, not promulgated in any of our paper. So it is submission to mental slavery to think that people should be aware when you never say that. But it doesn't have to be a law. It can be a simple rule. Put a signpost as you are approaching the military checkpoint from a distance. Phone usage are not allowed in this zone. You put it, people are aware. Even speed bumps, you put it in certain area. You are approaching a speed bump, slow down.
They are painted.
In some cases, military checkpoint, slow down. So trailer doesn't go rushing and killing our officers. So those little things you can put to notify people so that people are aware. Don't always assume, and don't assume. If you assume that over 240 million Nigerians know that you should not use a phone while approaching, say you are wrong.
All right, thank you for the education. I just wanted to point that out so that our viewers will be well educated. Not that we are against
No.
We're not against the military.
Yes.
We're not molesting people because of what they don't know about.
What they don't know about is wrong.
Yes. Well, we can't finish Wike one day. He's a big fish. Even the wife talked about him. He said managing somebody like my husband. He says it's quite difficult. But we cannot also look away from the fact that Wike has done so many beautiful things in Abuja.
No. I saw him talking about it. Let me tell you, for 8 years, the minister was docile.
Yeah.
He did nothing. And when you compare somebody that did nothing, and he came from the fact that Buhari said Abuja don't like voting for him, that he would do nothing for Abuja. So when you compare somebody that did nothing with somebody that did something, Wike is a lot better.
All right. Please stay with us. We will be back very soon on Landslide News.